Hello, we are live again. Yeah, I'm right. Okay, I'm having just one of those times at the moment. Okay, um, so so last week I was busy guy. Last week, crushing things, all that kind of rubbish. I was in Slovenia on the weekend. That made me quite tired. Did a lot of work, pushing things forward. And I had a friend come over, and we had an awesome time in London, doing all kinds of fun stuff. Lots of boozing, lots of food like this, which has been pretty enjoyable. And I'm kind of giggling to myself because that stuff's all good, and everything is ultimately good. But I've yeah, well, just before I filmed the video, in fact, I was filming the video, and I put the light was on, and the light rig thing just fell down and hit on the desk, and that was the final straw of a day today because I started doing this video at about 6 o'clock. As I say, it's now 9 o'clock. Sorry, I should say it's the 13th of March. I did that on the previous one before the light fell down. But yeah, I've also managed to get my website hacked as well. So showboatingtrader.com is behaving a little bit weird. So we'll have a little bit of a different approach today. I'll still get the video out on YouTube and post it to Facebook where I think most people watch it anyway. So it'll be the same but different, yeah. But yeah, anyway, eat some burgers. Love burgers. I try and be a carb-free sort of guy, which is also like a massive lie. So during the week, I'm pretty much carb-free, and then on the weekends, it depends how I feel. But whenever I'm doing kind of exciting stuff, which can be considered a holiday, like this weekend, like so hang on, this weekend's been partying in London. Weekend before that was Slovenia. Weekend before that was Belfast. Week before that I was on holiday. So yeah, there's been a bit too much carbs. But anyway, you don't really want to know about my diet, I'm sure. But yeah, everything's cool, man. I'm getting excited about some business stuff. Trading wise, trading, I'm still struggling. I mean, struggling is a crappy thing to say. Let me call this up here. So yeah, I'll give you the same information. So weekly close what wise? Okay, I haven't got the final number at the top here, but I was down 1.08%. I don't know why I put that down as 0.13 there. That's 1.08%. I am down on the month, on the week, which is a bit crap. So I mean, I always look for some positives in there, yeah. So trade size is not too big, all about a third of a percent, but there's three of them. I'm still running on, I think I've taken about 20 trades this year, one positive. I mean, the laws of mathematics suggest that I should be doing better than that, but yeah, I'm not. We'll come on to trades which are open at the moment. Things are a little bit cooler. But yeah, in essence, I'm down 5% for the year already, so a bit frustrating, to be honest. But I mean, I've said this to you guys, before, so you kind of know where I'm at. So I'm going to keep doing my thing. My position side still pulled back, so keep on crushing. Weekly insight wise, so let's talk about what's coming forward. Yes, let's not talk about what's coming forward. Let's have a quick look at these trades here. The reason I was jumping ahead was because I can't really show you the post because my website's being a knobhead. But what have I got here? So Swiss Jappy. Yeah, I went short about here, another short added on the position here. So I was playing the resistance break, if you remember it from last week, which it did break, and then yeah, then it just ran against me. Now my stop, interestingly enough, was about there. So I have been wicked, but it looks like it's going to stop out anyway. Can't argue with the logic on that. If it stops me out, well, it has stopped me out. If it doesn't get back up there, it's just been unfortunate positioning. What you're going to do? So that's in there. Aussie, New Zealand. I can't even remember it. See how quickly I forget about losing trades. Yeah. So what was going on here? I can't remember. If I had to assume, it would be a short off these resistance points, and it's obviously screwed me. Apologies for not remembering, but we'll just move on. Now, silver, I love talking about silver, as you know, anyway. So, silver, I stated this as a bit of a, I'm not so sure about it, which maybe should have got me out of it. I stated it as, and I said this before, my analysis has been good, right? but my trading has been shite. So it's just another thing there to say that you can still, to point out that you can still be right, but your execution's poor. But anyway, in this case, I got it completely upside down. So this is what I was looking at here. I hope that's kind of clear enough on the screen. This line here marks what I consider to be support resistance, and I was saying that it's either going to, let's get back to weekly actually. Well, no, it's either going to break out here and then we're going to skyrocket, or it's going to bounce off of this level and come down south. Now, it did go up, okay, and when it got down to the 18 level, that was when I bought. Now, the reason I bought that was because I was expecting a retracement. If it was bullish, I was expecting a retracement off of around this 21 EMA here. Like you can see here, it's pipped down and gone up. So that trade was reasonable. What I did end up doing was I made another play off of the 1750 line, I believe, and this sucker has just fallen and fallen. Now, it slowed down around this 17.5. I made the call that if it went off 18, it's most likely going to make it all the way to 16, potentially 14. So personally, I'm hesitant to buy this, even though it is, there is a kind of minor support level here, and it's starting to look a bit bullish. I will keep an eye on it. If it gets down to 16, I'll definitely be looking at buys. I've been looking at orders already. I'm not going to take this trade, but I wouldn't leave my stop there anyway. But that was kind of my ideal type trade because I'm well out of my noise here. But what I would probably do realistically is a trade something like that if I can get it in with the correct risk management. Sorry, that's a long trade, obviously, because I don't think personally I'm not looking at silver going below 14 too much, but who knows? It's a market, right? So yeah, we'll see what happens there. So I half traded it badly and half traded it not too bad. So my first trade was okay. Second position I could have done without, but I did get in for 0.1%, well 0.12% of my second position. So if I hadn't done that, I would have been out for 0.25%, but instead I'm out for a third. As for my own habits, I've still got, I still don't mind loading up a position up to 0.5%. Seems fairly logical, fairly reasonable to me, but maybe I need to scale it in given that nothing's firing the way I want it to go. But anyway, that's a bit on silver. We like a bit of silver. So interesting. I don't really talk about the investment side very much, but I don't actually mind silver going down because I kind of see it as a buying opportunity for the kind of medium term. Short term buying opportunity for medium term growth. So I'll probably stick with that. So get some exposure in your ISAs or something like that. That's another topic though, which I'm more than happy to chat about at some point. So they're the kind of closed ones. So yeah, I'm down. We all know that anyway. So open trade review, fairly interesting what I've got going on here. Well, interesting if you're into this stuff. Obviously we all love it, but I don't imagine it's going to score any mates down, put brownie points down at the pub. Now, I'm in a good position here. What I'm going to actually do is I'll get the weekly on the left and the daily on the right. So I quite like where I'm at here, but I could do with it running in my favour. Okay. So what I originally had was, I went short along here based on daily signals, which were here. And I had stops around there. Okay. So this thing has rolled a little bit, and I've pushed my stops up to effectively break even. Okay, so I have squeezed them a little bit, but getting risk free is never a bad thing. It adheres to risk management. It adheres to the concept of protecting your capital, etc., etc. What it doesn't adhere to is the specific trading plan, so to speak. So I have squeezed it a little bit. That's not to say that if I get stopped out, I wouldn't get back in, because if I got stopped out, it might well spike up to this 0.77 level again. But, I'm operating on the fact that this thing is still heading south. I'm behind this 0.76 level, and I've got my stops here. Okay, so if this closes I'm just over break even. I think I make a 5. It's nothing much. If it runs south, you know, I'm off to the races because I've got 0.6, 1.6, 2.3% to make for that. So yeah, we'll see where that goes. So let that one trade out. Of course, it might not. Okay, we are starting to see. So jumping back to daily and 8 hourly, we are starting to see bullish signals appearing. Okay, so there's been a bullish one over here on the 8 hour. It does look like it's seeing some rejection here, so obviously we want it to carry on south. Regarding other pattern stuff, you know, if you were just a normal kind of trend retracement trader, you could quite easily argue this is on the way down. You know, it's doing this kind of zigzag business, and then you would expect it to pull back to somewhere around here. Let's stick a fib on there. Again, I'm making the text fit the chart here, but I wouldn't be surprised if that's about 61. Yeah, I mean, from where I'm sitting now, a 61 retracement and rejection is pretty cool. Yeah, that's pretty good. I know a lot of, well, the way I used to trade would be that I get another order in about there, short, okay, underneath this candle, this rejection candle. Obviously, I won't be doing that in this case because I've got this position here that's only up 2 pips. Right, so that's that. A few other things of note. Boom, boom, boom. So that's the only thing I've got open, and it's the only thing I'm going to have open for a minute. So other things I've picked out, USD CAD, what we going on here? Flick through these quickly. Yeah, potentially looking a bit more short. So we've got a sell signal here. This is rounding off. We'll keep an eye on that. Might be worth a short. It's starting around nicely, but it's too early for my money. You could start playing around with the 8, but I'd prefer to see it on the daily. New Zealand USD. New Zealand USD. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, that's not such a bad trade. Potentially coming off of support here. We've got a buy signal over here. What I actually quite like about this trade is that it's had a go and then it's almost failed. So, and it kind of initially failed. So I wouldn't think it would be too dangerous to put in an order about there-ish. Based on the fact that if it does come down here and gets rejected again, then it's looking more bullish. Okay, so that's all good. Euro Aussie short. Euro Aussie. Now this is an interesting one because I called this. Excuse me, I got an itchy nose. I called this bugger ages ago, and I was really happy with it. So I called it on. These charts aren't coming up too well, are they? But I called it on the daily off of this level here. In fact, I pretty much called it at the bottom if you can do that. So somewhere around here I called it long, that is. So it's interesting because it's now setting up short. So if I had have taken that long position, which I didn't, but I would have probably got in about there. And my stop would now probably be about there. So we'd have a bit locked in. So it'll be interesting to see whether... what would I have actually locked in, actually? Let's have a look. About 100 pips or something. But yeah, I didn't take it. So now we're seeing a sell signal. Overall, what do I think overall? I'm getting really sick of the resolution over here. Now that helps. Overall, we are in a kind of downtrend, but yeah, we have seen the support. So it might... I wouldn't be surprised if it got up to 0.45. But hey, talking about it's completely different from actually trading it, right? So there's Euro Aussie, Euro NZD. Yeah, these are just things which I've noted down as I've been going. Ah, yeah, okay. So this I don't actually... Whoa, let's not push that button. This I don't actually mind because we're really quite overextended here and we've got a sell signal on the 8 and I'm not against that as a trade, actually. I'll make another note of that. I'm going to have another look at that. Yeah, I'll have another look at that one after the video. Because we are, in general, in a nice downtrend here. Let me get out to a monthly. Yeah, I mean, you could argue that the monthly needs to pull back a bit. What have we got support-wise? Sorry, I'm doing this. I usually do all this before. So we've got support about there. Interesting, that's where it is. I was just doing it off that point there, and that is where the market is. Do another one there. I guess these are your monthly pivots, basically. Another one there. So where are we? Interesting. Yeah, I'll have another look at that. So a short of that is a short of the euro buying New Zealand. The other one, which I spotted and my group has spotted already, so I guess I'm just confirming that. Excuse me. I managed to drop this guy, whatever he's doing. Yeah, now, so yeah, people were looking at this trade earlier from my trading group. There's kind of a buy signal here. I didn't particularly love it, but if I was going to trade it now, it's basically been rejected. So for the same reasons I said before, if I could get an order in about there, or maybe even there, but again, we're getting, I'm losing my gearing on that. That would be good, because if it gets back up there, it suggests that we are not completely bearish. Yeah, bearish. The other option you could do, of course, is as it's down here now. If you really thought it was bullish off of this signal, to me it looks like it could be failing. You could get some serious leverage by, getting in at this position now. But yeah, I don't know. The chart looked a bit choppy for me. It wasn't one I particularly loved. Now, what's interesting is I seem to prefer Euro. What did I say? Euro NZD over that. And even though it's a very similar pattern. So yeah, it's less choppy for me and further extended. So yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of anyway. This is just for your benefit. Silver slowing, as I've said, and then we've got US oil, USO. Yeah, that's been tanking hard. I'm not trading this, but I'm really interested in it actually, because oil had kind of stagnated around here for ages, around this $52 mark. You would have expected it to bounce off the 50 from a technical perspective, but obviously OPEC, there was an OPEC announcement, and it's really shunted the market. Having said all of that, what kind of swings do we get off that 50? So you've got kind of 177 there. What's 177? A bit more than that. Yeah, okay. So yeah, what's oil going to do next? God knows. But let's trade it technically. Where are we on the weekly kind of side of things? Again, I'm doing this all on the fly. So yeah, there's definitely support here. So yeah, I mean, it could well be false breakout and long territory. Could be short. Time will tell. I'm not going near it though. It's a bit, all this kind of chop here is kind of really put me off. But if I saw a really clean signal after this has been trending down for a bit to buy, yeah, maybe. I don't know. See how we do, eh? Yeah, so that's about it, really. I don't know what else I got to mention. Not a lot. There's, news. Sorry, news announcements. Yeah, so there's Euro news was today, more tomorrow. Various rate decisions will throw us around Wednesday for the USD. Aussie dollar news Thursday, Bank of England Thursday as well. So there's plenty of exciting news stuff out there. So just be careful with your positions. Maybe put your orders in after these news events are passed if they're related. Yeah, as always, there's a lot of news throwing us around in the world in general at the moment. More Brexit stuff out tomorrow, I believe. I don't know why it's not on here. Sorry, just decided to eat a peanut. I really like these, although I've eaten a whole bag now. Salt and vinegar jumbo peanuts. Not bad. Although I've eaten too many of them. In fact, it's been my dinner due to this bug fix. Anyway, 19 minutes. Love you all. Trade well. And see if you. I hope you're beating my 5% for the year. I'll get out of it. Live the dream.